So let's check in now with our reporter Zikhona Chona, who's at the Limpopo Results Center. Zikhona, obviously when it comes to national, we've got over 94% of the votes that are in, but from Limpopo province, tell us how the numbers are looking thus far.
Before we get to the numbers, the IEC has had a press briefing today, and they've confirmed that they have 18 cases from the province before the police, and there are arrests that have been made, and that's in line with the conduct of officials at voting stations. We also know, if you'll remember that video of a ballot box in Giyani, they're saying arrests have been made in that matter. They also have 4 complaints coming from political parties that have gathered here. So to move to the numbers, we are currently standing at 95% of the numbers that have been captured in this province. The ANC has hit the 1 million mark in terms of voters. They're standing at 75%, firmly in the lead, followed by the EFF at 14%. The DA has conceded that it will not make that 6% mark. If you remember, in 2014, in those elections, that was the score that they got in terms of voters in this province. They're standing just below 6%, and then we've got. I want to talk to the APC because they're not pleased really with their voting numbers at this point. They're standing at around 4,840, and I've got one of the leaders here, Mr. Nkuna, who'll be talking to us about how they're feeling generally about their performance in the province.
Thank you. Well, our feeling, it's quite, we're quite happy about the result that we are getting here now. Look, you can see, look at the board there. Those were extremely doing well. And really, this was not expected from other parties, but the members of the APC were expecting this because we have been working hard for quite some times. And we're not surprised if we go to the legislature, and it is for the first time in Limpopo, APC was not there, was not represented, but now that we are there on the ground, we're working, things are getting well.
So you're happy with your 4,800?
Well, we're happy, and you see, I mean, our expectations was that we will be getting something like 20,000. Well, we are from the PLC meeting now on a briefing with the IECs, and then we lay those complaints because people are just campaigning on the day of elections. That day is proclaimed to be election day. Nothing else is for activities. But people these other parties are taking advantage. They don't respect that. So who are we to say these elections were free and fair?
Thank you very much, Mr. Nkuna. The IEC saying that it is dealing with the matter of officials, IEC officials campaigning on the day. I want to ask Tebogo to stick with the picture. We've got COPE there. They are not happy with their performance. They've dropped in terms of voter numbers. They've also dropped in terms of their placing in the results here in Limpopo. We know that back in 2009, COPE was the official opposition in this province, and they're now very low. They're coming in 9th in terms of their performance. But the IEC hoping that the voting or the capturing of the votes will be concluded by today. They've promised us that we won't be sleeping here, so we're hoping that those numbers can come in very quickly.
Well, that is Zikhona Chona out in Limpopo, giving us a view, really, of in terms of how those numbers are looking. ANC over 75%, followed by the EFF as well as the DA.